Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad. It's very early Sunday morning, and I wanted to share with you some meditation thoughts. When I get up in the morning, after I write in my gratitude journal and honor my ancestors, I ask my ancestors to speak to me if there's something needed to be said. Sometimes a thought comes right through my mind, and sometimes the thought is draw a card. This morning, draw a card came up, and I drew after asking them, what is it you want to say? Listen to your intuition. I'm really an intuitive person. I feel more than I think. Like I'll feel it and I'll do it. And then what happens when I'm not healthy is after I feel it, I think too much. Because as an air sign, I think. But I feel a lot. When I'm very healthy, I feel it and I move out on it. I don't think too much about it. And I know that that's the right thing to do. So listen to my intuition this week came up. So I will make sure that I'm more aware of what's going on intuitively. We'll say, something told me to do that. Well, that's your higher self, your intuition. But your lower self, your personality, oftentimes will dismiss that because it's not what you want to do. You want to do what you want to do. When we are doing wrong to people, betraying people, that's our lower self. Your higher self is never telling you to do something that harms somebody else. Your higher self will say, you don't do that, or show you some consequences. But if you're really damaged, you are going to do it anyway. And after a while, your higher self stops talking to you because you're just damaged and you want to do it. And you need to go down that road until you meet your higher self again after you've probably beat yourself up enough, gotten the karma that you deserve. And now you're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. They call that those deathbed confessions. Or like Rihanna says, you're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. Those types of people usually continue down that karmic lane until something really knocks them off their feet. But some people don't listen to their higher self, go do things that they know they shouldn't do. Then they see their higher self again. They repent, as the spiritual word goes. They decide, I don't want to do that anymore. And there's still consequences to that because your actions are there. If you smoke cigarettes for 40 years and then you realize, I don't want to do this anymore because you betrayed your body, put in that toxic energy in it, you're probably not going to live as long as you would have if you didn't smoke cigarettes, but you might live even longer than if you continued to smoke cigarettes. So the consequence will still be there, but it will not be as deep as if you had to just continue to do it. I do believe in mercy, but I believe mercy comes from within your higher self. Whatever you put out into the universe, it's going to come back to you the same way you intended it. Motive is everything. The motive of why you did a thing. What I've learned now at 52 years is not to judge what anybody does because it's not my place to decide what their motive was or why they've done it. If you decide to betray me, I have a choice to make. I can decide to forgive you and keep you in my life, or forgive you and dismiss you from my life. But what's healthy is the forgiveness part. It's the letting go, the releasing part, not holding on to it, trying to wait for revenge. Because while I'm trying to revenge what you've done, I'm missing out on some really good stuff. When you're in a relationship, if the relationship takes a turn and you start looking through their things, you're hurting yourself. Because what happens is now you're connecting yourself to their stuff, their struggles, their damage, and you're damaging yourself. The Holy Quran speaks about it. Suspicion and spying is sin. And it's not because you don't deserve to know the truth, but if you trust your higher power and your intuition, you will flow through it a whole lot more than knowing the dirty details of what somebody has done, because now you got that in your mind too, and that's not good for you. Follow your intuition. Ask yourself questions. Believe in your own ability. Now, with that intuition, a good friend of mine, we were talking about following your intuition, but it has to be healthy, because there have been times in my life that my intuition has told me something, but it was only telling me that from a lower level of where I was. It wasn't even my intuition, it was my lower self masking as intuition, because intuitively I wanted this to happen. And it did happen that way, because I also do believe that whatever we believe, we will achieve, regardless. Where you are in your life is a direct result of what's up here. Talked about tapping yesterday. You can tap those energies on out. You can look up EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Iyanla Van Zant is the teacher I use to show me how to get the best results from the EFT. You can meditate. The bottom line is every day is an opportunity for you to trust yourself, to let go of the past, to live in the now moment. The past is over and you don't know what's ahead of you, but the moment we're in is the moment we have. I'm going to spend this week and all weeks, but especially this week, since my ancestors have told me to listen to my intuition. And I'm going to move intuitively this week, which means I'm going to move much slower. I am a feeler. I feel energy. I feel people, but I'm also sometimes an overthinker. After I felt it, I think it through, think it through, think it through. And that's sometimes not the best thing to do. I'm going to intuitively know whether to do it that way or to just move through. I've got to go teach a yoga class now, but I'm very grateful for your time, your support, and your energy. I really, really, really appreciate you. You go have an amazing day too. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.